welcome back to this Strong, Skilled and Bendy. You will need your band or towel, and you're also going to need a block, which I have conveniently put my iPad on, a block or a thick book, or if you even have access to an exercise step, that can also work, or a low piece of furniture, whatever you've got lying around. Obviously, the higher the foot is, the more difficult the exercise will be, because it will be more unstable and you're going to get a bigger stretch in the legs. So we've got a squat, a push-up variation, and a core variation. But in our core focus is going to be more obliques and then the proportion of the lower back. But it will all work because the core doesn't work in isolation. It's a bit of an all or nothing thing, but that will be where you might feel it the most if you do end up feeling it at all. So make sure you've got a nice space on the floor and a drink. And we're just really going to slow everything down today because it's quite warm outside. Got a little bit of a tummy ache, but you know, we're gonna get on with it anyway and see what happens. So just for our little round of easing in, we're going to go with a standard squat. So just taking the feet wherever they feel comfortable, and that is going to depend on you. So you might like to squat here, or you might feel much better with a wider stance, or you might be somewhere in the middle. So do whatever feels good, just up and down. Doesn't have to be anything heroic. We don't need ass to grass. Just feel for that stretch in the glutes. Not rushing anything, just pure chill, okay? Sit, nice breath in and out. I feel like I really need this today because I've just been on a massive rant on my Instagram about breathing exercises and how they're recommended to postpartum clients on the basis that they claim to be able to do this, this and the other, and it's just not a thing. So anyway, clear mind, just focus on the body. If anyone's interested, you can go and read that. It's also saved it in a highlight as well. Let's have one more. Perfect. And then we're going to go with a walkout. So finding the floor however feels comfortable, bending the knees if you need to, walking all the way out into that push-up position, and then pushing back up to standing, and repeat nice and slow. Little steps with the hand, and back up. Fall out of our exercise mat. It's in a pile over there. As we all know, it won't stop moving around, but I don't really need it because the floor is already made of rubber. So it's just getting in my way more than anything else. Lovely, let's have two more of those. And last one. Wonderful. And now, we don't need the band yet. We're just going to take some rotations with a reach towards the back. So my right hand is aiming right towards back of my left leg, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So just reaching round and down. Again, nothing too ridiculous. This is just going to let our body know what's coming. So just taking that nice big rotation round. I'll show you what I'm doing from the back. Just reaching round towards that back heel. On the opposite side, a couple more. Just noticing if anything feels restricted or if anything wakes up, particularly as you're doing this. Lovely, last one. Perfect, right, grab yourselves a drink. We're going to get that band for that squat. What what I want you to do is double that over, like that, so it's nice and short, but it's got the layers. If you've got a towel, just roll your towel up so it's got some tension in it. And we're going to chop and rotate like this all the way down and all the way up in our squat. So it looks like this. Trying to keep it sort of level with the chest. It might point down towards the floor a bit more as you get into the bottom of the squat, doesn't matter. But then as you come up, get that to be more up here and pulling out on it at all times, just to increase the intensity in the shoulders and to make everything work a little bit harder. So we're going to go for 8 of those all together. Take your time with them, nice and slow. We're chopping, just moving from left to right, get some sort of rhythm going, and then drop into that squat. That's it, and then into that second one. Just taking your time as well at the bottom, just to get that extra bit of depth. Arms might start to feel a little bit achy, but you can just give them a little relax. I'm going to go 4 more to hit that 8 rep total. Again, welcome to do more or less. Last one. Just going to give my shoulders a little break before I go for that last one. That's it. Awesome. Relax. Nice. Oh, as always, for squat's sake, in case anyone's new, you can always stick with what we did in the previous round. So if you didn't like the chops, you could have just done another set of straightforward squats. It's completely up to you, because we change it in every round and then make things a little bit more intense. It's actually got my heart rate up quite a lot. She says with surprise whilst doing exercise. Okay, so I'm going to go with a push-up, but done from a side lunge. So the leg position is going to be slightly different. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Side lunge, hands are going to meet the floor just like in a walkout, but I'm in this side lunge position. I want to stretch in this inner thigh. I'm going to find the floor. I'm going to walk out, do a push-up so that my bent knee touches the floor, and then come back up standing. And then I'm going to go other side. I'll just show you that from a different angle. So I'm side lunging, finding the floor, walking out. Now I've got my bent knee is sort of over the floor, parallel with it. Push up, let that knee touch the floor, push back up. Walk back towards this leg, and then bring it in and change sides. So we're going to go for about 4 on each side. I think that's what we're going to do. Yes, 4 on each side, and then we're on to the next exercise. Just going to readjust the hair. It's getting a bit warm in here. Get that off me. It's better. I will probably open the door open eventually, but the neighbour's cut his hedge, so I don't want that to be the only thing you can hear. I'll check after we've done this to see if I can open it. So nice big step out, leaning into that side lunge, hands meet the floor, walk it out, dip chest towards the floor, and then walk it back in. And then I'm going to switch sides. So I want to come up. Well, I could have just stayed like this, to be fair, and done more of a static one. If you've got the space, you can bring your leg in and step out to the side, but I don't. So I'm just going to go straight into this leg, find the floor, walk it out, and then walking it back in, and then other side. Find the floor. Rest that knee on the ground for your push-up if it helps. Awesome. We've got 2 more each side. That's it. Just moving nice and slow, allowing the body to feel everything that's going on. Last one. Amazing, that's it. Take a break. Let's see if I can pop this window open. Not window, it's a door. Do excuse me, I know this is highly irregular. There we go, a bit of air in. Right. So onto rear foot being elevated onto a block. Now you don't have to use the block at all. You can just use a split stance position. It's completely up to you. If you'd like to go for it, rear foot is on this block. Make sure if you feel a bit wobbly that you set yourself up next to a wall or a chair and you take a nice wide stance just to take some of that wobble out of it. So I'm going to pop my back foot onto that step and I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to go opposite hand to the foot that's on there and I'm going to do those rotations with that reach. I'm going to reach back and back to the front. All sticking on this side and then we're going to swap over. So 8 here and then we'll swap legs and swap arms. So here we go, getting yourself set up. This is why I'm not wearing shoes today. I find it much more easy to balance when I haven't got any shoes on my feet. Right leg is back. My left arm is going to reach back towards it. That's it. Two more. Swapping sides. Again, opposite hand is reaching back. So if you feel wobbly, you can set yourself up next to a wall, hold onto a chair or other piece of furniture. Now you might find that you've got less range than when you did this with your feet on the floor. It's absolutely normal. Last one. And that's it. Getting the muscles in that back of that core to work really hard. Grab yourselves a drink. We've got the next round coming up. So back to that resistance band and that squat. Holding it just outside the shoulders. We're going to squat down. As we squat down, hands are going to go overhead. And we're going to go with a lateral bend. But we're just going to do one side. So pick a side, whether it's right or left, because we're going to do the other side in the next round. So 8 squats, hands go overhead, pulling out on that band. When you're at the bottom, we're doing that bend where if we had water in the ear, we were just going to try and pour it out. So when you're ready, squatting down, hands up, bend and stand. That's it. Breathing. That's it. Wonderful. 2 left. That's it. Relax. Back to that push-up. So you can move my block. So we're going to do exactly the same. Side lunge. We're just going to focus on one side and we'll do the other side in the next one. When we're in that bottom walked out position, we're just going to walk the hands over slightly to the straight leg. Perform our push-up, walk them back, and then bring it back in. So I've walked out, and I'm just going to come here towards my straight leg, do my push-up, step it back, and then walk it back up. I'll show you that from a slightly different angle, hoping that you can see all right. So into my side lunge, walking out, a little step towards that straight leg, little push up because it will have to have the range reduced, and then back up to standing. That will increase the stretch and hit the hip slightly differently in this straight leg while still allowing us to get a push up out of it. So please do just take it easy, reduce that push up range as needed. So we're going to go 8 all on this side to begin with. So side lunge, find the floor, walk out. Step left towards that straight leg, if this is the leg that you've done, obviously. And then walk it back up to standing. And again, side lunge. Oh, I forgot to step. Stepping towards the straight leg with the hands back to the center. And then up. This leg has to stay in flexion for longer. This one gets a stretch for longer. So it's like doing a push-up, we're also doing like a full body mobility at the same time. Walking it towards the straight leg, push up, and walking it back. I mean, I think I said 8 on this side, but 6 is probably going to be just right. So we're going to go for 6. You're welcome to go for 8. I just think that might be a bit much for me today. So 2 left. Taking your time. Doesn't matter what order you step the hands in, whether the right one or the left one goes first. Let your brain figure that out, whichever feels best. Last one. Perfect. Bring your feet back up to where they were. Grab yourselves a drink. We've got 1 round left. It's very warm. I need a fan. So now, whatever. Oh yeah, I'm skipping ahead. I think the heat is making me a bit delirious. So, we're going to go all with 1. Oh no, we're not. We're going to switch over. Apologies for my blatant lack of thought process. Planned this class in advance, thinking I'd be organised. Just means I can't remember what I'm doing. So, same again. 1 foot elevated, but you're welcome to just have it on the floor. And we're going to just reach down each side in this position. So straight towards the floor. I'll show you that from the front. So reaching down like this. Again, it's that water out of the ear situation. I'm going to do 3 on each side, nice big reaches, and then I'm going to swap legs. So getting yourself set up. letting that core just stretch on that side. Being mindful not to tip yourself over. Again, you could have a hand on something just for balance. Trying to keep the chest nice and upright and just bending through those sides. Let the hips shift as they need to. One more each side. That's awesome. And swapping legs. I'm going to give you a different view this time. I'll do it from the front. Setting yourself up. Wider if you want it to be less wobbly. And just reaching down straight towards the floor. Letting the hips go where they need to. This really puts the bendy element in this class, I think. Having the rear foot elevated is just going to hit everything slightly differently in that lower back, in that oblique. Last one. Lovely, that's it. Grab yourselves a drink. We have got one round left. Oh, I can hear Freya coming. No. So whichever side you picked on your squat, now we're going to go the other way. So I did a right bend, now I'm going to do left bend 8 times. Hands go overhead, and then we're bending to that other side. So this is the last round. Squatting down, bending, and bringing it up. That's it, nice and slow, take your time. Freya's crying because Nanny won't let her come in the gym. She's seen the door open. That's it, a couple more. Last 2. And again. Awesome, right, bend down. Whichever side you went on for your walkout side lunge into push-up, now we're going all other side. 6, remembering to walk out, take a couple of steps with the hands towards that straight leg, push up, and then come back. Here we go. Trying to keep that straight leg nice and straight, which I didn't do then, and that is why I'm reminding you. Pushing that heel down towards the floor as you go for that push-up, just to increase the stretch in that leg. So my bent leg goes up onto the toe, just to help me pivot in that push-up. Trying to keep the heel down on this one. One more. That's it, bringing it up into the middle, perfect. Last one, getting that block back. Now we're going to go for reaches overhead. Now if this feels too wobbly, grab a wall. When you do your reach, just do it with one hand. In fact, I might set up next to a wall just so that I can do that. Oh, hang on, my legs aren't that long. So 1 foot elevated, and if you can, we're doing nice big reach overhead and back down. And then if you need that wall, it's there for support if you do feel a wobble. 8 on this leg, and then we'll swap it over. So holding that nice big ball, bringing it overhead, like that. As always, welcome to go for more or less reps. Taking range out of it where needed. Last one. Perfect. Swapping legs. Back foot is on the toe and it's locked out quite nice and straight, which is going to give me lots of support. Again, nice big ball. If you need to, one hand on the wall and just take one hand overhead. But if you're not feeling wobbly, 2 hands, 8 times. That's it, 2 more. That's it, lovely, all done. So make sure you drink lots for the rest of the day. If you've got any questions about any of those exercises, please do let me know. Well, it's very warm in here, so I am going to go, and I'll see you all soon.